Hello, it's Paul here again. I have a prophetic word which is really good, and it's about the United States of America, and I'd like to share it with you right now. Right now in this country, it feels like that we are being pulled in two opposite directions. And it feels like we're being forced to choose a side, either the left or the right. And it feels like there are forces that are pulling us apart and trying to get us to divide and separate from one another in hatred and fear. Now, I've had a dream in the last couple of days where God spoke to me powerfully about the United States of America and about its future. And I want to share that dream with you right now because the dream is filled with hope. It's good news, and I believe this is the future of the United States of America in this dream. And it's good. There's hope for this country. But God also in this dream, God showed me the deeper spiritual cause of what's going on right now. Now, I'm going to tell you the dream. I was in the dream, and it was very dark. And I was watching two men, unconscious, so filled with drugs that they were just drugged out of their mind. Have you ever seen somebody on prescription drugs where they can barely speak and they're barely awake? Well, that's what these two men were. That's the condition of these two men. These men were being dragged on the ground, on their backs. And they were being dragged by two giant snails. And these snails were the epitome of evil and wickedness. I saw their faces, and these two snails, they were the ultimate evil desires. I can't even explain the evil that these two snails were. In the dream, I could feel it. And their every intent, their every desire was only to kill and destroy. And these two snails wore a crown of gold upon their heads. So these two snails each were dragging one man on the ground, the men who were full of drugs. And the men weren't even aware of what was happening. They were so out of it. They were so far gone. And at one point, I watched the snails. They said to one another, if we separate these men, then we can have our way with them. And we can overcome them. And so one snail began to go off in one direction, and the other snail went in a separate direction, but they were headed into complete darkness. They were dragging these men into total darkness, into an abyss where there was no return. And as I watched them separate, go in separate directions with the two men, one of the men woke up. And I watched the man cry out. He cried out, "Wait! Wait! Wait!" And he woke his friend up. And the man was barely able to crawl over to his other friend. And they did not separate. Now, then I woke up from the dream. And immediately after I woke up, I knew the meaning of the dream. God told me this. He said, the two men represent the United States of America. And the two snails are two principalities because they had crowns on their head. They're two princes who are out to divide and pull this nation of the United States of America into utter darkness where there is no return. But God told me, he said, one of the men is going to wake up, and they're going to reach out to one another. And this is not going to happen. The United States of America is not going to fall into total darkness where there is no return. See, what are snails? If you look at this dream, snails move very slowly. I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase, but slow and steady wins the race. Well, these snails are moving slowly, and they have been moving slowly for the past 100 years in the United States of America. Tearing, slowly pulling this country apart, dividing people. And we're at a point right now where people are literally killing one another over their opinions and their disagreements with one another. And this is evil, and this is wickedness, and it's got to stop. And I'm telling you, this dream God gave me is about the United States of America, and we're not going to be pulled apart. So I just want to encourage you in that right now. Another thing about the dream is, what did Jesus say we were as believers, as sons and daughters of God? We are called to be salt and light. What do snails hate? What kills snails? Well, salt kills them. That was one of my chickens. Salt kills snails. And light. Snails don't like the light. They like the darkness. So I'm telling you, the bride of Christ is going to rise up in this hour. And we are going to be salt and light. And this country is not going to split apart. So I just want to give you that message right there. I feel pretty encouraged and hopeful about the future of the United States of America. And I want you to feel that too. But now is the time to pray. Now is the time to pray into the unity of the brothers and sisters in America, in the United States of America. I just want to encourage you right now. Let's pray for the bride in America. We are one bride, the United Church of America. Let's pray into that and pray that God would wake us up, as in this dream, that he would wake us up and we would reach out to our brothers and sisters in love and say, wait! Because that's what's going to happen. That's what we're going to do. All right. Be blessed. Thanks for watching this. I love you all.